there must be something I'm missing. They haven't proven Harris is the culprit, so there's a hole in this theory. But if he... No, Ferris. I can't believe on... I can't give up on him. Doing so is what the true culprit wants. Mrs. Ewing? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking to myself, but we should be able to get you out of here soon. There's something you should know. Best not say it here. The walls have ears. What matters is you haven't killed anyone. As long as that's true, I will get you out of here. But if I did, like, not directly, but by... Sorry for my interruption. My partner just needed a moment to calm down. As for this interrogation, we contacted Luna and Ash at the store. They mentioned that Anton arrived first and was escorted to the break room. And when you arrived, only Luna was there to greet you. As it stands, my partner's theory still holds up. But Luna is deaf and couldn't hear it, meaning only my client can confirm if he did or didn't hear it. And right now, he's not going to answer that. It's kind of cool that we get like a little shift. I can't let him answer that, not until I figure out what happened. Detective, I know I lost my temper before, but give me another chance. I think I got it. Go ahead. Now's the time to go on the offense. Find a flaw in her story and then smash it like a teapot. Several logic, what our witness saw. Oh my god, okay, this guy cool. Well, I thought this would be something you pull on the 5th case, but we get to interrogate the okay, this guy cool. This guy kind of cooking what our witness saw. Our witness saw Anton and Harris in the alleyway around 7 p.m. Sunday. Do we have all the same stuff? Now, how do you know this? Our witness saw Anton and Harris in the alleyway around 7 p.m. Sunday night. They moved close to the small trash can and graffiti to talk about Harris dropping the bid. Anton pulled his gun on Harris as means to threaten him. When our witness got scared and ran off, Harris pulled his gun out and shot Anton twice. After shooting him in the alleyway, Harris left the body there until night. I'm gonna try this, even though it's probably not right, but okay. I thought maybe like, oh, it wasn't a threat; it was to show him the USB. But he's a dick, so I guess. Our witness saw Anton and Harris in the alleyway around 7 p.m. Sunday night. Think that's true? He moved close to the small trash can and graffiti to talk about Harris dropping the bid. And I pulled his gun on Harris as it means to threaten him. When our witness got scared and ran off, Harris pulled his gun out and shot. I thought it was like maybe like, oh yeah, technically other stuff was moved. No. No. Is that that? Dude, this is a lot harder to question the... Oh, is it because there's 2 puncture wounds? Nope. It's not the preliminary report. I really think it's just a taser thing. Alright, alright. No. 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 Dang. Also, I don't know how you know that. Let's question a little bit. How do you know the time exactly? That's when the meeting ended. Both my dad... That's when the meeting ended. Both my dad and Luna were there. The meeting started at 6:30 p.m. and ended at 7 p.m. that night. Give or take a few minutes based on how long it took before my client entered the alleyway. Unless I can prove the time is wrong, I can't completely disagree with that. I don't think we can. Move to the trash can, graffiti talk about. And why would the witness remember such a spot? Because the witness made the graffiti and thought they were going to ruin it. If Anton didn't pull out this gun, he might have tried to yell at them to leave. But once guns were involved, he remained hidden to avoid getting shot, not a shot. So their witness is a graffiti artist. If they cared that much about their work, I doubt they would mistake it. Better keep that in mind. How do you know they saw it? Everyone knows what a gun is. The shape can't be mistaken. But they only saw it for a moment, right? Well, yeah, if the witness kept looking at them, the culprit might have looked back. But they clearly didn't see a finger gun being pointed. So I only saw Anton pull a gun, but not Harris. If he didn't see Harris pull his own gun out, then that's good for our case. Dang it. Ah, dang it. Well, it's gonna be like, oh, it's because it was by the trash can? We gotta point this out. Man, I'm back on the... I'm doing good, and then I suck. Alright, question this one. If Mr. Chambers was shot once, why shoot him again? The shot in the abdomen wouldn't be lethal, so if he was shot there first, a second to the heart would be lethal. Why not just shoot the heart first? I don't know. Shooting one bullet is risky enough. Why risk a second one? If Harris needed to get away, and an admin shot would have been enough. Question we can answer later. Better get Harris off the hook first. Why would he leave the body there? Wouldn't he want to hide the body? Between his missing wallet and keys, this was clearly staged to be a robbery. He wanted us to find the body and go on a wild goose chase for the true culprit. Don't cry in my ear and tell me it's raining. I knew nothing about all this robbery nonsense till today. Blah, 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 blah. He's so angry. His accent's back on. But why would the culprit stage a robbery? The case is getting more and more suspicious. When I saw Anton and Harris in the alleyway around 7 p.m. No. Wait. He said the middle of the alleyway. But I don't think that if he was shot by the dumpster, that's not the middle. Now that would mean he had to move the body? Let's go! Oh, I saw the middle, and I was like, wait, they have a lot of preference, so it's by the trash can. Sorry, Justy, but you weren't paying attention. Hey, that's Detective Swift's nickname for me. I'll allow it. It's too good of a nickname for only myself. What's wrong with her theory? Remember the crime scene from this morning? The body was found in the center of the alleyway, not near the graffiti. Oh, I see. If Anton was shot and fell, his body would have been where our witness saw them. Exactly. That's why Justina's theory doesn't work. But he could have shot Anton and moved the body. What matters is that he shot him. And what reason would he have? As far as he knew, no one else was around. And if he wanted to hide the body, he would have pushed it into the dumpster. In fact, I think there's something else that happened by the art and small trash can that would help explain this. Then go ahead. Here's what will tell us what happened next to the art and the small trash can. Oh, it's gonna be the confetti, right? Yes. Feels weird. Like rooting, or like being happy or proving the defense, or like the detectives wrong. Confetti. You found some next to the trash can, right? Yeah, so? On its own, it doesn't mean anything. But when you combine it with this evidence, the confetti gives a whole new meaning. No, that's not. Oh, better check it. I thought it was gonna be the two. I thought it was gonna be the two points. We know exactly what happened. A taser was used in the exact spot your witness saw my client and Anton. But that doesn't show that Anton was hit with a taser. Just that one was used. How do you know it was used on him? Oh, now we point that out. The answer was with us from the start. Here's how we know the taser was used on him. Bam. According to the preliminary report, 2 puncture wounds were found on his chest, which I'd bet money matches the taser. All we need to know is the autopsy report to confirm that. Now is the autopsy report. And once it's confirmed, then that will prove Harris didn't bring a gun. How does a taser prove that? Because my client will admit to triggering the detectors at the front of the store. I will. He will. But doesn't that... The detector was triggered twice. Once from Anton's gun, and once by the taser Harris was holding. It might not be a gun, but its shape will cause it to trigger. We never tested out on gun-shaped items before. Well, Harris, do you confess to it? Yes, I did bring the taser. I could bring it in if needed. Why would you have a taser? After escaping prison, I need something to defend myself. I never knew when someone will figure out my past and try to turn me in. Getting a taser off the black market was my best bet. Ownership of an unregistered taser is illegal. Well, you see, being an escaped convict is also illegal. So I was just riding the line, miss. But let's worry about that later. Sorry, Harris. It was the only way. Now that we settled that, I request that my client be let go. He didn't bring a gun, therefore, he could have killed Anton. Sorry, but we can't do that. While we're outside, we also got news from Sue. We got the autopsy report. It's not complete, but there's one detail that matters here. He was killed with his own gun. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, I guess Anton is, mind my language, an asshole. So I guess he could have just went up to Ferris and been like, What do you mean? There's only one bullet in there. Only one, I swear. Then why do I see it fully Those are just blanks. Trust me. I'm a trustworthy person. What? That means anyone with Anton's gun could kill him. And if he was stunned by Harris's taser, Harris could have taken the gun and finished the job. I'll update the report for you. Give it a read. Oh, we gotta read this. There's probably something else in there. Once again, it feels weird, but I see at 9 p.m. here. That's 2 hours. Oh, between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. yesterday. Okay. Dang, I thought I had something. What did I do? I just demanded my client carried a taser, and all it did was dig his own grave. Now he's good as caught, all thanks to me. All that evidence I presented was a waste. Annie was right to hate me. Everything she said was true. I'm sorry, Harris. I failed you. Most public defenders don't give their clients much time of day. Oftentimes, they're overworked and underpaid. How can they expect to provide a good defense under those conditions? You fought for them better than anyone else could have. Sophie is right. I did fight for them. I told Harris that I believed him. And I still do. I'm not giving up now. Not until I'm out of options. I'm out of evidence, but I can attempt a gambit. Come on. Now I'm rooting for her. Come on. That would be a clever trap, except that it helps prove my client is innocent. It does? I don't see anything. I'll explain, but first tell me. How do you know my client did that? Simple. I'll give you the rundown with new information. Thank the gods that worked. Now the hard part. Finding a flaw before they notice I was bluffing. Alright, now, once again, it feels so weird. I like this. It feels so weird. Are interrogating our main character, and now the detective stealing the gun. To set the scene, Anton had pulled his gun on Harris. I keep doing that. When Harris had the chance, he tased Anton. Anton then fell to the ground, which gave Harris time to steal his gun. That's when Harris shot Anton twice with his own gun. Once he finished, he ran off with Anton's wallet, keys, gun, and flash drive. Alright, I was just reading, I wasn't paying attention. Alright, to set the scene, Anton had pulled his gun on Harris. We've already got that far, okay. When Harris had the chance, he tased Anton. Okay, that makes sense. Anton then fell to the ground, which gave Harris time to steal his gun. Anything with the gun. Found my detective hunt. My chamber is currently empty. Oh, it's gonna be this. Her own statement. She's like, I said this. Alright, yep, it's gonna be that. Detective, I think you're forgetting what I told you today. Anton only carries one bullet in his gun. Even if my client shot him once, he couldn't do it again. You did say that, but we have no way of verifying that he did so last night. We can only conclude that he had 2 bullets in his gun. I've known him for years. He wouldn't bring a second bullet. I refuse to believe that. Then why did our witness hear 2 shots? I already said, he fired 1 shot in the air. That must have been the first shot. But if Mrs. Ebank is right, or Miss Ebank is right, and Anton only carries 1 bullet, that doesn't explain the second bullet. Then the answer is simple. A second bullet was never fired. But our witness said they heard 2 shots. This might be a shot in the dark, but I have to say it. Your witness only confirmed that it was a second gunshot after you pressured them. That's why it's not in the official statement. You were leading your own witness. They were trying to run for their life, so they weren't giving it their full attention. In fact, my client only said he couldn't confirm what the second sound was. It's true. It's true. All I knew was that it was loud and nearby. Then I'll give you a chance to prove it. What was the loud sound our witness must have heard after the first gunshot? Dear Lord. Okay. Once in the chest, time of death, that has nothing. No money. His keys are missing. The only thing inside is a parking ticket. Maybe his car? I don't know. So there's only 1 camera, not that. We already found out all the stuff about that. Oh? Hold up. Let's go! Oh my god, I saw the soil pot was that was the only loud noise I remember. The second sound was never a bullet. It was Luna dropping the pot, which she only dropped because she saw a shadow in the alleyway. And who was leaving the alleyway after the first shot? None other than your witness. That's what your witness heard. That doesn't make a bit of sense. It's not like she saw a ghost. Let me see if I understand your timeline of events. First, Harrison and Anton walked near the small trash can. Next, Anton pulled his gun and threatened Harris. Our witness hears the first gunshot from Anton firing upwards as a warning shot. They run off, Luna sees their shadow and drops the pot, and Anton gets distracted. In the confusion, Harris tases Anton and runs off. Yes, that's more or less what I believe happened. Oh no, now we're gonna go through the thing where it's gonna be like, oh, everyone that was there is gone. So now the suspicious person is gonna be Justina's father again, and then we're gonna be like, oh, and then Justina's gonna get all upset, and we're gonna have to try to prove. I don't know where we're gonna get the evidence to do that, but oh my god. Then there are still some threads we need to pull. If Harris didn't kill Anton, who did? Well, I have a feeling she's gonna say Ash. Or we're gonna say Ash, which is gonna suck. I feel like it's not that easy. I feel like at the end, I don't know why. It's always like the ones you don't suspect. That's why I think, for some reason, it's Luna. Anton was shot with his own gun twice. Yet if you're correct, his gun would have been empty after that warning shot. How could he have been killed? It's not my job to figure that part out, only to get all charges against my client dropped. This morning, you claimed that this was a robbery case. Maybe that happened after my client ran off. Mr. Nubuck, did you take Anton's gun, wallet, or flash drive after you tased him? All I did was take his flash drive. If he's going to blackmail me, I thought his flash drive might be something I could use. A blackmail Cold War. Like I was in back in the day. Detective, I can't accept Mrs. Ebank's theory. Here's why it's flawed. Oh, we're back to her. Okay. Oh wait, we're not back to her. Nope, we're punching Justine in the face again. Stay down. Anton being tased. Oh my god, wait, hold up, wait. I love this music. The murder happened after the meeting ended at 7 p.m. Sunday night. That means he must have died right after the meeting ended. We know there was no one else in the alleyway besides our witness, Harris and Anton. We found no proof of a third party entering the alleyway afterwards. And even if a third party was there, that wouldn't explain why his body was moved to the center of the alleyway. Okay. Technically, it's between 7 and 9. Oh my god, this music is so good and epic. That means he must have died right after the meeting ended. We know there was no one else in the alley besides our witness. We found no proof of a third party. We gotta look for a third party, I'm guessing. Missing from his body. He has no money, his car keys are missing, and the only thing inside is parking ticket for your bank investment stayed yesterday. I was just gonna straight up go, here's your proof. There was someone else in the alleyway. Your father. Okay, it's not that. Okay. Camera, I can't say it's gonna be that or that. Or this. Like I said, I love this sound, this music. Okay. Okay. Oh, where do I go? Is it gonna be trash day because? No, let's do some questioning real quick. Is there a possibility of the timing being wrong? My dad and Luna confirmed the end time. I doubt Harris would disagree. The ending time seems concrete. Better move on. Okay, it's nothing with that. Died after the meeting ended. If you follow my client's story, he left the alleyway. There's plenty of time for someone to come in and kill him. But we searched the whole alleyway and we couldn't find any proof of anyone else there. We couldn't find proof that my client was there until you brought him here. Isn't that proof of a third party as a possibility? Someone coming in, killing Mr. Chambers with his own gun and leaving is too flimsy. Your client was the last to see him alive, so it's only a possibility for now. Last to see him alive? That can't be right. But if not Harrison, who? You know, there's no one else in the alley besides our witness, Harris, Anton. But this is based on your witness's statement. He was wrong once, he could be good again. It's a possibility, but there's another reason to believe no one else was there. No proof. And what would that proof be? A calling card? Some kind of letter confessing to the murder? I wish it was that easy. Sadly, no such thing was found. You were in the alleyway too. Weren't you trying to find another point to the killer? I hate to admit it, but I couldn't find anything either. This culprit, how did they cover their tracks so well? The third pair was there. That won't explain why the movie was. You can't think of a reason a third party would move the body. Then it should free my client too. Our witness did want to protect the graffiti. I could see our witness doing that. Trust me, as annoying as he is, he wouldn't go near a dead body. Just Sam must really hate him. Okay, alright. Gotta do a deep dive in this right now. There's no way that he, like, just For an hour left and came back, right? He died right after the meeting. Oh, I didn't mean to hit question. I meant, oh no. I don't think there's anything to that. Means he must have died after the meeting. I've already... No, go back. I've already presented... Wait. I thought I already did, but I was like, I think I already presented it here. Oh, I guess I didn't. According to the autopsy report, he could have died as late as 9 p.m. I understand that these reports choose times that contain a certain amount of speculation. But even with a margin of error, he could have died much later. Detective, is she right? Our current coroner, Rebecca LaMorte, is an expert in this field. She went throughout that time frame lightly. We are finally near the answer. After everything we learned today, if Harris is innocent, there can only be one solution. After getting tased, here's what happened to Anton. Anton shot himself! This was a suicide! Alright, the culprit was waiting outside the alleyway. Well, the witness was there, so I don't think that could be it. Culprit was... I mean, there's a wall there, too, if I remember right. Culprit was hiding in the dumpster. I think it's either these two. If my client wasn't the culprit, and no one else was in the alleyway there is only one answer. Anton must have gotten up after being tased and left. It's the only solution that makes sense. What? Then he didn't die in the alleyway? Your whole case was premised on the idea that Anton died in the alleyway immediately after the meeting. But I'll claim that premise is faulty given what we know now. Your theory throws out everything we know about his death. How did his body get in the alleyway? The true culprit knew about what happened in the alleyway. If they killed Anton, they moved his body into the alleyway. The police would naturally think he died there. It was a setup so my client would take the fall. Then what about the wallet and gun? Why move those? The wallet must have been taken to make it seem like my client was trying to set up a robbery. But they needed to leave the gun. The gun and the bullets allow anyone to be the killer. That's why both were found at the park. Then where did he die? Dying in 2 hours after the meeting means he could have been killed anywhere. I can't say for certain, but I do know where to start. There's one piece of evidence that could tell us where he might have gone. Here's our best bet to find out where Anton went. His wallet, right? The investments. Inside Anton's wallet, there was a parking ticket for an e-bank investments. There isn't a time, but it is dated for yesterday, so we know for a fact he was there. It also means that his car was parked at some point. E-bank investments would be willing to cooperate with the police on this matter. But you will have to let my client go. Detective, what do you want to do? Mrs. E-bank, we'll gladly take your offer. Does that mean? Oh my god. It's like, oh my god. I got away with murder. All I had to do was move the body. Oh, I'm a free escape convict / illegal weapons owner. Man. You are no longer the prime suspect in this case. That said, you did have an unregistered taser on you. You'll be charged with a misdemeanor and likely pay a fine. And you did escape prison. But I think we can all agree that that's much better than murder. What about who I really am? I'm sorry, Harris, but... Detective, if I may. You told me in the alleyway that you wanted to help people. None of us truly knows if Ben deserved his sentence, but he's trying to rebuild his life. Maybe it's not the proper way. Maybe he could have waited until his sentence was finished. But how will putting him away behind bars help anyone? There's no excuse what he did. But there must be a way to help him. I'm sorry, Ferris. I do want to help. But I can't help him. Not like this. Can you change the punishment? Like, make him do community service? Community service isn't a replacement for what he did. Legally, the moment you escape prison, you are committing a crime. Those are 5 years of criminal activity that can't be ignored. Detective, look in your eyes, tell me you don't want to. The detective inside me wants to follow the law, but my heart still feels guilty, like I'm tossing away your life. You may never have a life outside prison again. I wish I didn't have to do this. Let me save you the trouble. And just turn myself in. Harris, I'm sorry. Detective, in charge for turning myself in, can I have one last favor before I do so? Could you give Harris Nubbuck a few hours to sell my affairs? I'll stay in the station. I just want to make a few calls before I do. After that, Bengor will turn himself in. That's a fair exchange. I'll grant you a few hours, but that's the best I can do. So please, make the most of that time. And with that, I believe we could bring this interrogation to a close. First, thank you. You did better than anyone else I know. I know I'm a lousy defendant. I don't blame you if you want to walk away now. Anton was a dear friend of mine. Even if you didn't kill him, you still tased him. That said, you didn't kill him. You shouldn't take the blame for the true culprit. I just wish I could have helped you more. I don't have the money to pay you, but I promise to owe you someday. I'll give you a free haircut if you want, or a free ride on Timbuktu. It might take a while since I have to go back to jail. How about we call it a pro bono for now? If you want to pay me, how about a haircut on the house? I called it. I can wait until you get out of prison. You and your whole family can come. There'll be free haircuts all around. Real quick, what made you take up my case? Truth is, the detective wrote your statements down in the case files. The exact words were, I ain't got the heart for killing, even when I'm angry. That sounds just like me. Anyone could have said they didn't do it, but your words felt more earnest. I just couldn't turn my back on you after reading that. Well, I'll be. Such large faith in such a small molehill. Small molehill that turned out to be a mountain. I'll reach out to some attorneys I know. I'll find someone better suited to help you and get your sentence overturned. But why? We only met today. I promise to take on your case, and that won't end until I find a suitable replacement. After all, the sooner you get out of it, the sooner I get my haircut. Aw. I'm sorry, Detective. I was too reckless. I was so sure he did it. And now we still don't know who killed Anton. You're right, but we can't worry about that, or we can worry about that tomorrow. We didn't catch the killer, but we have a new lead. And if you didn't remain level-headed by the end, we might not have gotten that. I just wish Ben could have gotten his dream. And if Ben didn't turn himself in, would you have done it? With a heavy heart, I would. Charging Annie for what she did was challenging enough. At least she could rebuild her life. No, she was a dick. She was an asshole. But since he didn't commit murder, there's still a chance in the future. For now, we better find the one who tried to pin the crime on him. Nice work, you two. Nice work, you two. Sue got me caught up. Even told me you gave Ferris a bit of pep talk in the alleyway. When I lost faith in myself, I had friends who told me what I have to trust myself. What? I had friends who told me that I have to trust myself. She looked like someone who needed that advice as well. Whoever that devilishly handsome person was, he was right to trust you. And Justina, I was also told of you losing your cool. If Detective Swift didn't calm you down, pushing a witness hard could lead to being fired. This isn't my job. Do you remember this? You just threw me in here. I hope they fired me just to bring me back to my actual job. I know it's easy to get caught up in the moment, but taking a step back is important. Yes, sir. I'll do better next time. But anyway, we still don't know who the killer is. We barely know more than we did at the start of today. I think it's best to sleep on it tonight. You don't want to overwork a single case. He's right. It's getting late, so we can start investigating tomorrow. Fair enough. It's been a long day. I had to stay in the office a couple hours to catch up on my work. I didn't finish, but at least I did enough to keep my job. So, technically, I feel like my second job at this point because, like I said, apparently I'm a detective also. And the next day, that was certainly a day I wouldn't forget. And, oh, it's just end of case 4. Glass bullet. Deceit and perjury. Dang. Well. I guess I was just barking up the wrong tree with Luna. I'm sorry, 17-year-old girl. I'm sorry. I was for sure, like, locked in my mind. Because I thought that this was going to be like a... I guess I should have understood it was just going to be this interrogation based on the other interrogations. Like, it just being one interrogation and then it's like a whole new case. But I was like, I don't think it's Harris. And the only other... and I don't think they would pull the dad card. So the only person I thought it could be was Luna. It was the little girl that's death. Well, I thought... No, So far, I'm like, technically this case is even over, technically, because we still have to solve the murder and all that. And hopefully we get to see new people. Maybe the, huge callback for these cases. Maybe it was the guy that I forgot his name, the guy who was, like, basically the secretary of Anton. Because he was like, oh, I want to be the next in line. If we see him in this case, the final... Number 5. That's going to be my prime suspect off the bat before we even look at anything.